here today in Lexington, Kentucky. Today we're going to be going to check out a bourbon distillery.
At least one.
At least one. Maybe more. We'll see. So keep watching because, well, we're still going to be here and hopefully you will too. Our next stop is Buffalo Trace. We did not get a tour, but who knows? We're on the waiting list. Maybe.
They did say to check in,
yeah.
But we also have our 3 o'clock at Woodford Reserve.
At the light,
so we
turn
just gotta make
right
sure
onto
we don't
Military
miss it.
Pike.
Yep. So we're heading to the Bourbon Trail. Alright, we've just entered the Buffalo Trace grounds. This is the visitor entrance. And as you can see, there's fencing on both sides of the road, which is not relevant to the tour. But visitor parking is to the right. And we'll be able to see a water tower coming up very shortly on our right. Also your right. We're here in the parking lot. There's the big Buffalo Trace water tower. And there's a distinct smell in the air. Smells a little bit like yeast, maybe? I don't know. Do they? No, it wouldn't be yeast. That would be beer. But there's a distinct smell in the air. I'm not sure what it is, really. Oh, yeah, it's some kind of mash. So, as the buffalo comes into sight here, we're headed to the gift shop. And they do have restrooms over there. It's like a trailer and no firearms or weapons. So we just walked out of the welcome center, I guess that's what we'll be calling it. And we got good news. We were not able to get in on the tour. We went to sign up online and everything, but they had some cancellations. Maybe because it's kind of cold today. It's like 44 degrees, but it's cold, and we're on a tour. Or we will be. We're on the Trace tour, I think is what they called it. Number 8. We're on tour number 8. So these are the original distillery buildings. And here's like a little railway system here. I think maybe that's where they roll the barrels, but I don't know. Whoa, windy. It's windy today, but I feel like these are where they rolled the barrels. And because it's kind of a short way to have trains. I'm just guessing. We'll find out about that on the tour. This really reminds me of the Gooderham Worts Distillery, which, by the way, was the set for Tommy Boy, in case any of y'all didn't know that. And this is the visitor center where we're going to be waiting for the tour. But look at all those. I'm sure we'll find out about all that piping there. But there's the Buffalo Trace water tower. So this is the gift shop, and there's lots of Buffalo Trace memorabilia. Interesting. It kind of looks like pumpkin stuff. That's the famous Warehouse H, where they distill Blanton's whiskey. Or where it ages. Sorry, I was only half listening. This is the famous Building 47, built after 46. Oh, there's all the barrels. Oh, that's coming from that building. It comes out here, and then somebody has to lift them and put them into.
Days are the best days to be here. Now every day we're going to get between 1,800 and 2,000 barrels in here off these trucks. These are going to come up from East Bernstein. They're going to offload them in here and process them through. We're getting ready to go on the back part of our property. We're going to have to ask you guys to stop for a minute so we can cut through. We're going to be walking over some barrel runs, so please be careful. Don't twist your ankle. But we're going back here and see some cool stuff. Okay? Everybody ready?
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Oh, see, they got them on the rails. And I got the corks. Oh, I can smell it.
No, Cumberland, Woodford.
One hundred 91 barrels today. Well, that's where they open up the barrels and start to get it ready for production or bottling, I guess. But I'm a little bit lightheaded from the smell in there. So apparently they age for 18 years, and after 18 years, a full barrel ends up having this amount in it after 18 years. So there's a lot of loss. Well, it's kind of dark back there. This is where they make the stoppers. This is where they place the stoppers on the nice bottles. We're a little less than 90,000 short of 9 million. So we got 4 things: Wheatley vodka, Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, and Sazerac Rye. Not sure if that's how you say that. And something that looks like a Buckeye, but not. Well, we're done with our lucky Buffalo Trace tour. It was pretty cool. We did get to try 4 different, one vodka, a couple bourbons or bourbonish type, 4 things as you saw. Pretty cool. It's definitely worth it to come here, but we were not able to get any of the E.H. Taylor, which I guess we should have got before, but we thought there was going to be a lot left. So we missed out.
Well, we just weren't sure if that's something we wanted or not. I was like, is it rye? Is it only rye? I thought I should be looking for bourbon. And shows you what we know.
Yeah. Well, and I thought, the good thing would, or part of the tour would be so that we could try it, and then we would have a better idea of if we actually wanted it. So
well, we got to try the Eagle Rare.
Yep.
After we bought it.
Yep. So now we're on to another distillery, right? Well, actually, we're going to go to lunch and then to the Woodford. Is it Woodford Reserve?
Yes.
I didn't know if it was like it was the Woodford Distillery, but it, was like the reserve, or if it's the Woodford Reserve Distillery.
Yeah.
So we're going to head to lunch. I'm okay to drive.
They were baby seats.
Yeah, they were baby. One thing I did not think, personally, I thought it would be nicer to kind of, try the little sample and then sort of I like to mull over things, so I thought
No.
I would like to try it, kind of, feel the experience, and then drink the next one. But I felt like we were a little rushed. Now, for people who are more experienced bourbon drinkers, maybe that would have just been fine. For myself, I guess I just felt like I wanted a little more time in between each sample, but still very good. Got to try some really good distillates, I guess, and we're on to our next, lunch. So keep watching. I don't know if we'll necessarily have video of lunch, but we'll be having a video at the next distillery if we're allowed to film. So our first stop after lunch is the Castle and Key Distillery. As you can see, it kind of looks a little bit like a castle over there. It's a little rusty, like rusty gold. So it looks like an older portion, a newer portion. That was maybe the moat at some point. Smell the mash. Can you smell it?
I can smell it.
Kentucky Bourbon Boys. Custom private bourbon tours. And there's some barrels on the bridge over there. There's the number 149. There's some bridges to get across. It's open. Here's some railroad tracks. Assume these are the old tracks. That says Castle and Key. That's like the old boiler over there. Well, here we are at our next stop, which is the Woodford Reserve. Also another place that makes bourbon. And we're going to check in. They make other stuff too, but yeah. Well, I guess that's the whole point of the tour. We're gonna find out what they make here and how it tastes. But first, maybe we might need to go inside. It's windy. There is the building. It is windy. This is, what it is. Appears to be a horse there, of course. I see bottles of Woodford Reserve in there. So we're just waiting right now for a tour. So this is the newest batch, and you see it's really, really yellow. So now we're going to head over to a different fermenter where it's not the newest, which is over here at number 5. Now we're headed to the oil room. Just kidding. It's a room that looks like there's a bunch of oil cans, like super giant oil cans. There's the bunghole things, I think is what they called it. I'm sure. Oh, Plex.
The bungs go in the bung too.
Yeah. There's like a little gasket in that one.
Yeah, that's classic.
Oh.
Those look like jail doors. What are we doing here?
The reason why we call them spirits, we gotta keep them in.
All right. Nice.
So the reason why we have the bars and the doors, it's for the barrel and bond act back around the 1890s. So they put these windows and the bars on them, and they had a government official live on the site. That's why we still have that building, the government building right over there. They would live on the site. Only them and the master distiller were allowed to be inside of the distillery. So now, because that's no longer in use, we keep our rooms. Yeah.
So it wasn't an old, like,
An
prison.
old prison or something? No.
Oh,
Only thing
okay.
we're keeping in here,
sips.
The good stuff, that's right. So funny
Oh,
enough,
smells nice in here.
a lot of people say the reason why they did that act was so a lot of folks wouldn't start rolling out barrels so they can cut out on taxes.
Wow.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we're headed to the tasting. Oh look, another Buckeye ball. It's a bourbon ball. Oh. And it comes with water. Got mash, bourbon whiskey, malt whiskey, rye whiskey, wheat whiskey, double baked. That's what I'll be at the end of this.
It's to help us get more of those sweeter notes away from the bourbon itself. Around 80% of your taste comes from smell alone, so this is going to help us in the long run. You get vanilla, yeah, sweet aromatics. Think about that toasting and charring at the warehouse. Vanilla, caramel. Personally, I get more honey myself.
I like my caramel now that you said it.
You get a little bit of caramel?
Yeah.
I also get a lot of that oak. So let's go ahead and take that first sip. Okay, now that first sip, I want you to roll it around your palate. You want to taste as many of those taste buds as you can. Okay, trying to get used to that proof. So while you're rolling it around your tongue, I want you to talk about this wheel real quick.
Well, we have just left the Woodford Reserve tasting and tour. There's the distillery, or all the buildings. That, I believe, is the Kentucky River. So we're just leaving the tour and the tasting. We got to taste 5 different, as you saw, we got to taste 5 different whiskeys, 5 different bourbons versions here at the Woodford Reserve Distillery. So we got to taste 5 different bourbons, and quite honestly, I have to agree, me and Joanne were talking, and I have to agree that this tasting experience was a little better. I felt like the Buffalo Trace experience was a little rushed. At this one, they said, hey, you know what? There's this like 3-sip thing. And the reason for that is because, you know, you take your first one and it kind of, first it hits you. But then the second one is where you start to get your flavor. And so for some of them, it's a 3-sipper. Yes, so the 3rd sip starts smoothing out. And I'm of the type that likes to do that multiple sip thing, because I like to, you know, sort of let it hit me in the face first, and then kind of get a second maybe taste, and then finally the 3rd sip is the smoothing out of the whatever I'm drinking, namely the bourbon in this case. So I think I feel like the experience was a little better. Joanne agrees with me. But, so, you know, we did actually enjoy the Woodford Reserve experience a little bit better. But it was also something we had to pay for versus Buffalo Trace, which was not. Thanks for letting me ramble, and I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit like, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rambling with Phil YouTube channel to see more videos like this.